All right, so this is what we're going to be using for at least what I hope to be my donor as the transfer case for the Eagle. I do, at least from what I read, I do believe that this transfer case, which is a Borg & Warner 536 something, I do believe that this should bolt up to the MP435 that we have in the Eagle. Not 100% sure, because what I read about the last transfer case that I had for the Eagle, that one should have worked too, and it did not. But based on what we can see here, the bolt pattern definitely looks similar to the output on the transmission in the Eagle. So I'm hopeful. Another problem we're going to run into is we have messed with this truck before a couple years back, and something that we kind of noticed with this truck, or became blatantly obvious like almost immediately, is it's got some transmission problems. At least that's what I'm hoping. We're hoping it's not transfer case problems, but given that I can't even get it into gear, I'm willing to bet it's for sure that transmission. But once we get the transfer case out of it, we'll set it on the ground and we'll go over it and see what we got, and hope that it's going to work for our application, because this is my last chance of being able to use something I have and not have to get something brand new. So we're gonna go ahead and put you guys on a time lapse, get up underneath the truck. Hopefully I can get you guys a good view of what we're doing, and we're gonna work on getting that transmission or transfer case ripped out of this little F-150. So let me swap you guys to that. All right, I do apologize for A, the sound quality, and B, the lighting. We're kind of up in the truck and just in the middle of a field, so things won't be great at the moment. I'm working on getting some better stuff for us to show you guys what we're doing. But like I said, I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse while we work on getting all the bolts out of here, and then show you this transfer case coming out. I'm a little wary. Seems a bit bigger than the one that we have in the Eagle at the moment, but won't be able to really know until we have it there. So here she comes, boys. Possibly. There we go. All right. So now that we got the transfer case out, we're gonna get out of these weeds, get cleaned up, run her back. Well, actually, I guess we probably should see if it works first. All right. So, oh dang it! It doesn't have the back piece in it.
We'll just roll it out from outside underneath it, and
yeah, that's probably a good idea. Alright, so what we got in it currently is a MP208. That was originally in the Eagle. From everything I read, it was supposed to work if I just swapped out the splines in it. It did not at all. And for whatever reason, wouldn't suck up the last little bit that we needed for it to sit on the transmission. And when I tried to suck it up, I ended up cracking the aluminum housing. So I'm going to be pulling this 208 out, and we're going to be swapping in, hopefully swapping in that Borg Warner transfer case that we pulled out of the junkyard. So that's what we're going to start working on right now. All right, so bummer deal on the transfer case situation. I think I got another lead on something else, so I'll get that in the works. But good news, we did finally get our hardware for the radiator. So I'm gonna get that set in here and we'll get the holes marked and then hopefully get that mounted permanently. So I'm gonna get you guys a good spot for that. Drop this thing. Oh, there's a wood screw holding my freaking headlight housing in. That's cool. Hopefully I don't just drop this straight in like I was struggling before with Chase, because I don't have any help now. So, ooh. Chinesium's heavier than it looks. Okay. And hopefully I don't cut myself either. That would suck. Demonetized for BLOOD. Okay. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Let's try going inside. No, I can't go inside. Where'd my pen go? Oh god, it's on the other side. Oh man, this is not going the way I want it to. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh. Okay. Why is it so hard? I'm not sure how I freaking trust those markers. We'll find out. Alright, so given that we're in remote yard here, I got my crappy drill and a drill bit that's not even close to being the right size, but we're gonna wing it. So hopefully these markings are right, because I was struggling really hard holding it. That is extremely thin aluminum for that drill bit to be struggling so bad with.
A little bit.
How far off are we? Well, it kind of lines up.
That kind of lines up too.
There's like already a hole that my freaking bolts keep falling into. So, I have a cutoff wheel, we just don't have any air. And I would use the drill bit, but we don't have an extension cord at the moment, which we're gonna have to get from my welder. So, some zip tie cutters. See if that can cut through steel. It might. It's pretty thin stuff.
Got it?
Kind of.
What does that mean?
It's kind of.
Also, is your foot kind of close?
I don't know. Should. Sorry guys. Look at you take that out of the hood. Thank you. Oh yeah, we got lots of room. Plenty of room. Alright. Radiator I think is a little crooked, or my radiator support's crooked, or a bit of both. So we got our Chinesium radiator mounted. That was a bit of a chore considering we didn't measure very well, but in there, somewhat mounted. Should be good, and we do have clearance between our water pump pulley and our fans, so should be fine as far as clearance is concerned. So we gotta get our grill mounted and then get our water neck mounted. I did not bring any RTV to do that, so have to get RTV, and then we can get our water neck mounted, and then figure out what hoses we need to run over to our LS radiator, because as you guys know previously, our outlets are completely wrong. So we're gonna get that mounted, and then I'll let you guys know what I figure out for water hoses. All right, so I got the old belts off of the Eagle's engine, and I know that they're not gonna even be close to this engine, but I'm gonna use them to measure out so I can get some new belts, because I have no idea what I need. And I'm sure if I went into the store and told them what engine this was, they'd probably give me the wrong belts. So let's see if we can get these ones to kind of be close. This one's gonna be way too short. Oh yeah, because that one's got to go to the power steering pump, right? No, it does not. That one's got to go to the alternator. Also, I'm not too sure about this alternator. I might run back to my shed and get the one-wire Chevy alternator I have on my 350. We'll see if we can get this one to work, but we'll probably end up swapping over one wire just to make it easier, you know. Alright. Now get the power steering in the water pump hole. Someone went and painted all over this and made it a little sticky. Wonder who could have done that silliness. Alright, now that we got these marked, we can run to the old Riley's and get the belts. My headers are there too, so I'll grab those. The only other thing that I really need to figure out is our coolant hoses, so that we can get our cooling system all plumbed up, because I think that's... I'll tell you guys what, if you're going to be working on your own stuff in your own garage and all that kind of good stuff. Ooh, I also need to get a thermostat. Can't forget that. I really need to just make a list. Anyways, if you guys are going to be working on your own stuff and you don't have access to a whole bunch of hardware and you don't want to make a million trips to the hardware store to get exactly what you need, you got to get you one. Just a bucket full of random oddball bolts that I have collected over the last however many years. Get you one of them, and you guys will never have to worry. Well, I mean, might not have always the perfect thing, but usually you can make whatever you have work. You know what I mean? Then you're gonna have silly things like this where your bolt heads are two different sizes. Our silly friends down at the Bart house sent my manifolds back. They had them, and then they just up and decided to return them. So, gonna be another week out on those manifolds, unfortunately, from firing this up. I might get to the point where I just chop up those headers just for the fire up, but we'll see. We'll see how desperate I get for it. That's probably as good as that's gonna get. Probably shouldn't have that high spot in there though. This is what happens when you do custom things, right? Sometimes you gotta get a little wacky with what you do. Especially when you decide to put a Ford engine into an AMC product with a Chevy radiator. Alright, that is definitely not gonna work, but we'll run with it. It's gonna explode in my face when it gets hot. Definitely like it the other way better. And this was the hose I was most confident about when I got it. Terrified what the other one's gonna look like. I may do with more, with less. Alright, see how this guy goes. This hose would work out great for the bottom, other than the fact that it's flared on one side. That side works great. It's not flared on the other. That does not fit. So I really need to stick a hose clamp on that so it doesn't bother me anymore. Gotta figure out how to try to spread this. All right, so I got my ground fixed. Didn't have it hooked to something grounded very well. I had it hooked to the engine mount, and the engine mount is through a rubber isolator. Should have thought about that, so it's not grounded very well. So I got it ran to the frame now. I'll have to run a jumper wire from the engine to the frame, but she should turn over. If I hit that key, it should turn over. Let's see. That's not the sound we wanted to hear. I don't know if the starter's engaging, or I really hope we don't have a bad starter. I don't want to have to freaking buy a new one of them. We're gonna try jumping this solenoid really quick. What the heck? What the heck over? Master Mechanic James, the engine needs to be grounded for the starter to work. Oh boy. It's just one of those days. Be right back. Alright. We actually have all the grounds hooked up. Now we should hear what we want to. Hopefully. Oh, yes. That is what I want to hear. Definitely sounds right. Oh, yes. Hell yeah. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. A few more things. All right. So we got our whole belt and pulley system set up. Even though I might not be running with that alternator, we will see tomorrow. And then also we got our coolant lines ran. This one, it's pretty angled. I'm not sure how much I trust this one, especially since it looks like it already has slid back. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that one, see how it does once it gets warm. And then also I got my mechanical fuel pump installed. Just so you guys are aware, if you're going to be running a mechanical setup, I'm ran straight into my oil filter and also straight into my powered steering pump. Probably need a 90 for that, but I'm going to see if I can make it work because I'm not planning on keeping that fuel pump. Eventually I want to put an electric one on it. So, but yeah, this that number there, 22417, was a perfect hose for the bottom. I showed you guys stretching out the end of that. It worked great. And yeah, set up, ready to go there. I'm going to go ahead and try to put some water in it. It can't hold all of it at the moment because I'm still missing one of my heater core lines. So, but I do want to at least put a little bit in it and see if the bottom of it will hold, and see maybe what that water pump will hold, because that heater line's at the very top. So it shouldn't cause too much of an issue. So let me get that. No leaks yet. That's a bottle down. Alright, that's 2 bottles in, no leaks. That's all I have here, so I'll have to go get some more. Also get that heater line hooked up, so then we can get it all the way full, but I'm pretty happy with that so far. Not really, but just explaining to the people. No, it's fine. All right, so we end up coming up with a solution to our transfer case issue. Yeah, that's right. I bought an 86 F-150, running and driving, just so I could rob the transfer case out of it for the Eagle. But don't worry, we do have another transfer case that we can put down in this truck, and I have a whole bunch of parts for this type of truck that we can project for another time. But we're gonna crawl up underneath this and get that transfer case out and take it down to the Eagle. All right, so we got the transfer case out of this pickup. Right now, Riley is working on trying to get the clutch pedal out, because this one's clutch pedal has the rod going across, so that way we don't have to worry about having the master cylinder on the other side of the Eagle's, or have the clutch master on the other side of the Eagle's brake master. I'll show you like this. See how this one's over on this side, and on the Eagle, that's where we have more room. We don't have any room on this side. So right now, Riley is rolling around in the old rat piss and shiz, trying to figure out. There's like 4 bolts that hold it on back there, so he's gonna keep working on trying to get that out, and I'll let you guys know once we have it out. Never mind, we're gonna say screw that on the clutch pedal out of this, because I thought it was just 4 bolts holding that in, but that thing goes all the way back and covers like that. Basically what's holding the clutch pedal in is holding everything in. So considering we're still planning on using this truck in the future, I don't want to rip all that out. We'll figure out another solution for the Eagle. All right, so foiled again that MP208 out of the F-150. We're gonna put that back in the F-150 because it does not fit in the Eagle. I guess I probably should have assumed that the transfer cases out of the F-150s would be similar sizes, but I figured an MP208 would be an MP208. So yeah, foiled again, set back again. We're just going to go ahead and bite the bullet on that and rebuild the one that I screwed up trying to put on there. We'll get a new front case for it, front housing, and then get a rebuild kit, get it rebuilt, because we had that transfer case in the car, so we know it fits. So we'll go ahead and get that put together. But next video, I should have my exhaust manifolds in from O'Reilly's, and we for sure have everything ready to go. Just need to put some spark plug wires on it, but we basically have everything ready to go to fire it up. So next video should be the cam break-in, so stay tuned for that. Please like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully this old girl's running in the next video.